Hi, this is Foo.
Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Yeow.
My name is Weiheng. My fondest memory was playing carom every day after school. There were moments where Mr. Ang would even join us to play carom.
When I'm speaking to the cohort as a discipline master, for me, I have quite a sense of humor. So I find that sometimes when I crack a joke, right, and the students, you know that they want to laugh, but they are suppressing their laughter because it's serious. When I sense that, right, it's like I'm laughing inside. It's like I'm making you all going through this. I'm so sorry.
This incident that happened during a chemistry lecture. Mrs. Crystal Chung was the main lecturer at the time. Halfway through the lecture, a full-grown cockroach appeared on stage. She realized that something was wrong because the entire cohort of students opened their eyes and stared at her in shock. When she realized this, she turned around and very calmly said, "Oh, hello you." And I helped her by walking up to her with a piece of paper, and I crushed the cockroach with my bare hands and walked out of the auditorium to the sound of applause.
I had the privilege of being in student council and being teacher in charge for Mid-Autumn Festival. We didn't need a lot of fanciful items. At the same time, could still draw in many former students to come back, and we celebrated very well. I remember with the 25th Student Council, our Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, who came as a parent to participate in our Mid-Autumn Festival because his child was one of our student councillors. So those were just beautiful memories, and how Hwa Chong lights up even in the night.
So memorable moments will be when ex-students come back to Hwa Chong and they look for you. It's good to meet up with ex-students. It's like, it's a part of your life, and we shared that part of the life together. For that moment we were together.
This year has been an interesting year. It has made us in Hwa Chong, whether it's staff or students, adapt very, very quickly. And the piece of good news that I want to share with the alumni is that Hwa Chong have been moving ahead with technology. And so we did not, or we were not left in a lurch when we had to suddenly have extended home-based learning. But it was a steep learning curve.
In the classroom, you can always gauge, by the facial expressions of your students, whether they understand what you're doing, whether they're paying attention or they're pretending to pay attention, stuff like that. Yeah, but when you are doing lessons online, you are just talking to a monitor. So there's no emotion attached to it.
These little nuggets of interaction give us a lot of joy. To replace that with a computer screen, not being able to see your facial features or your expressions or your bewilderment, confusion, sometimes joy, it hit us all hard.
We also had to adapt to marking online. When they write, their handwriting, sometimes not too legible. So even if I increase to 300 times, I tell my students, I still cannot see. What are you writing?
But we make do, and the students do find their own ways to express their appreciation as well. One example would be how many students would never greet us enthusiastically at the end of the class. It will always be, "Thank you and goodbye, Mr. So-and-so." But when you're online in Zoom, they will enthusiastically wave and say, "Bye-bye, see you tomorrow." So while some things have changed, I wouldn't say it's always for the worse. And you do get silver linings.
I feel that it is still work in progress in many areas that we are doing. We are always trying new things, moving ahead. Our teachers are intuitive. They think that this is the way to go. They want to try new things. The school provides the environment to do so. So there is empowerment, there is trust given to the teachers.
Many of my family members, my elders, were alumni as well. And I think that spirit, that community, that sense of connection keeps me wanting to give more to the school. And I hope that there are many others out there who feel the same way too. I would like to thank everyone whom I've met in the course of being a teacher here or being a student as well. Meeting here in this school is a form of 缘分, providence, and this is meant to be cherished because we don't have full control over the people we meet, but yet these relationships blossom and become very important parts of our lives. And I urge everyone to remember that this is a very important place and part of our lives, and continue to grow, take care of these relationships, feel connected to the school, because I think this is something that will last a lifetime.
In life, there's always ups and downs, right? You will definitely encounter difficulty in your life. I hope your tenacity, right, that you have learned as Hwa Chong student can carry you forward and overcome the whatever problem that you have. And just remember one thing, okay, no matter how difficult the situation is, it's going to be over one day.
I really want you to have that fighting spirit, continue with the good values that Hwa Chong has inbuilt in you all these years. I want you to stay safe. I want you to stay adaptable, and most importantly, to stay happy in the midst of this crisis and pandemic that we are going through.